Hello and welcome to Your Sovereign Soul. My name is Sienna and I'm one of the coaches here at YourSovereignSoul.com. Today I wanted to discuss briefly the phenomenon of narcissists and their ability to lie so effortlessly, and kind of like why they do it and what is the point. So I can only speak for myself and the experience I had with a narcissist, but they're amazing liars. Like, part of their manipulation is an amazing ability to lie and to make you think that they are a certain person that is actually not real. So, and so it's important to realize that when you are dealing with a narcissist, they are not very capable of being honest for any length of time. They may put a little bit of truth within their lies. I thought my ex was extremely honest from the beginning, but I started seeing holes in his stories, and I started piecing things together and realizing that the person he wanted me to think he was actually not the person he was. And it was part of his facade to kind of reel me in, because if he said certain things that I would like or I would relate to, I would be more attached to him. And so they are, in a way, a different version of themselves with every other person. So obviously they're still themselves, but they're going to almost change and shift to fit into each person that they're with, so they can glean as much energy in that new dynamic. So, but they have to show you this sort of like magical BS dance so that you fall for them, but you're falling for a false self. You're not falling for an actual real person. They only give you a tiny tidbit of who they actually are, because they don't want to be vulnerable, and they don't want you to see this sort of fractured ego within themselves, this fractured self. And so my ex had this sort of grandiose way of saying things that are just not true, but in such simple ways that you almost thought they were all honest in every which way. Like, I think I mentioned on one of my videos the things he had said he had done. For example, the chimney sweep. We were supposed to do a chimney sweep every year, and he had said, "Oh yeah, I'd gone on the roof and I'd done the chimney sweep." And so I think I mentioned in one of my videos, I was, after I was no longer with him, I was starting to burn some wood in my fireplace or my wood stove, and all of a sudden I got this back smoke, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. The chimney should be good because he swept it apparently last year. Well, I had the chimney sweep people over, and they looked at me and they're like, "Hey, you have never had a chimney sweep in your chimney. I've had that chimney for 5 years, and apparently it had not been swept one time. One time." So he lied to me about that. There was multiple things now that I'm sure he has lied to me about that I don't even know, that I don't want to know about, and probably safe that I don't know about. But part of my videos is talking about integrity and honesty and being your true self. And when you have a person that is rampantly lying to you to control you and to hold on to you, it is very toxic, obviously. But what the sad thing is you're not in a relationship with someone who is capable of being in an honest, true relationship with you. And that is really sad, and that is unfortunate. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, that narcissists they cannot be honest. I mean, most humans without being a narcissist can't be honest. I was talking in one of my videos about having integrity and not even white lying and just being honest all the time. And I will tell you, I still sometimes struggle with that, you know? And so when we're talking about narcissists or toxic people, these people are, you know, they can't help themselves. And I think a lot of times they start believing their own lies. They don't even know which way is up and which way is down, because it's just lie on top of lie on top of lie, and then they start believing their own lies. And it's pretty messed up, because in a way you feel sorry for them, because where is that person? Where is that soul? They can't even be genuine and sovereign within this own world, because they can't even be honest. And it's sad, because no one gets to know who they really are, because they are not allowing themselves to be just transparent to us. They have to hide themselves behind all these falsities. And so obviously I'm hoping that anyone who's watching this are already no longer in a narcissistic relationship or toxic relationship. And so this is more of a reflective, you know, video on the nature of narcissists, and that I don't think you really can change them. They can only change themselves, and that is a choice that they make between themselves and whatever they believe in. And so all you can do is learn from them that you yourself should obviously stand within honesty and integrity as much as you can, so that you are a better version of yourself, and you show up as a better version of yourself to others on this planet. And also you are aware that these types of people, they cannot be honest, and to not take it personally, because it really has nothing to do with you. And that they either tell you things like my ex talking about the chimney sweep that he never did. He was probably doing something during me thinking he was doing the chimney sweep that I probably don't even want to know. And so, you know, they falsify everything to cover up other things, and it's just this constant running from themselves. And so that's why I said it's a bit of it is you feel sorry for them, because they can't just be present here on planet Earth with themselves and being okay with all their insecurities and all their their apparent, you know, defects and all those things, as us, all of us humans have. No one of us is perfect. That's what makes us great and unique, because we're all little snowflakes. And but these souls, or these entities, or whatever you want to call them, there has been a fracture within their self, and it's like there's too much shame or grief or whatever it is that they've had to hide behind these masks, you know. And I also believe that there's something deeper going on. There's other entities, and I've mentioned this before. My videos are going to be a little bit, you know, avant-garde as far as that goes, because I've seen things, and I'm definitely an energy worker in some ways, and I can kind of sense stuff. And so there's something deeper going on, but it's an agreement that they have made to continue this lifestyle that they themselves can choose. They can choose differently. A lot of people say on the narcissistic communities that narcissists, you know, don't ever change, and it's very rare if they do. I believe that we are all, as sentient beings on this planet, we have free will. And again, we're sovereign souls. And so once we connect back to that aspect of ourselves, we can break any agreement, oath, vow, whether we've had in this lifetime or many, many others, that we no longer want to play a certain game. And we don't want to be controlled by other lower entities or lower vibrations or lower frequencies, of which narcissism is. But it takes having the awareness. And so I believe any of these people have that ability. But that the ability to lie straight-faced, without any sense of remorse or regret, is very common for these types of individuals. And that if you're with a narcissist, the chance of them being honest with you is very low. And to not take it personally, and probably to look at yourself and go, hey, perhaps it's best if I move on, if I can, so that I can be in relationships where there is an equal level of integrity. So anyway, thought I should touch on that. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, we are new here. Please like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And if you'd like to talk to someone and you're having a tough time, our information is below. You can reach us on yoursovereignsoul.com, and we do one-on-one coaching, but really just we are someone to hear you and just kind of, hold your hand, so to speak, while you go through aspects of the dark night of the soul after you leave a narcissistic relationship. Anyway, I hope your evening finds you well, and you have blessed dreams, and I will see you tomorrow.